Okay, yeah, it was weird.
The last one?
Yeah, the last one was weird.
So, did you like the first season of White Lotus?
I think the
better?
first one, because I didn't know,
Yeah.
it was like so different. I think it's well written and good, but
Yeah.
like I just feel like there's so many shows that like aren't that great anymore.
No, there's
Right?
There's no good shows anymore.
Yeah. No,
And
like
then
Succession, Billions. What else? Landman.
Yeah.
So
I
good.
gotta start that.
Billy Bob Thornton. Like what?
Wait, have you watched Ginny and Georgia?
Yes.
I love that one too.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Erica Parr here. We're talking shop on shows, so if you have any good shows for us to watch, let us know. But anyway, here's my girl Erica Parr, Executive Director of Sewickley Valley Chamber.
Yes. Yes.
So excited to have you here.
Yes.
Thank you for all the support and love that you
Aw.
give to Studio 77. So I want to know, I'm always intrigued, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm a huge women in business, women just trying to do their thing, right?
Yeah.
Huge supporter. And so I want to know how you even landed as an executive director.
Yeah, sometimes I ask myself that question. I'm like, how did I get here? So way back when, 2019, I had opened my brick and mortar in Sewickley, like 6 or so months before COVID.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So all of those relationships that were formed way back when, ended up really helping in me shifting out of business ownership.
What was the brick and mortar?
So originally in Sewickley, it was called 412 Style Lab. And so it was myself and another gal. She had a bunch of shoes and things that she designed. She eventually brought in clothing. I had all acrylic accessories and jewelry. So all things that I made and designed myself.
Ooh.
So we met being at these like fashion pop-ups that were in Market Square of all places. They had these like fashion Fridays that were so cool before the world shut down and people actually came out for lunch.
Right.
And so that's where I started to meet a lot of other female business owners, right? And a lot of them fashion focused. It's like, oh, this is so cool. And the small business support in Pittsburgh is phenomenal. Like I'm originally from Chicago. So coming here, I mean, a little bit, it's like big city, small town feel. Which is just, again, the support from the community is so great.
Yeah.
For any small business, and just the passion of like people coming out to support and go to these pop-ups or shop small, right? Go to Lawrenceville, go to Sewickley, go to Zelienople. Like people are driving all over to support these businesses. So that is originally how I got started at the pop-ups, right? You're out there sweating, it's raining, it's whatever.
Yeah.
You're setting up your pop-up and you're selling. You're just getting feedback when you're just getting started, getting feedback from the people, and you evolve from there. But as it was starting to get into the colder months, I was like, oh my gosh, what do we do? Like, are we going to freeze at these pop-ups, or like, where else can we still sell? And then it quickly went from, oh, okay, let's get a truck. Let's just find a brick and mortar. And so we happened upon Sewickley, and the gal that I shared the space with, her boys went to Sewickley Academy. So we're walking and I'm like, this is the cutest town. I've never been here before.
Very cute.
Yeah. And it reminded, at that point, it was like nostalgia kind of hit home. And this is the feeling, like anyone who's ever been to Sewickley or like lives in Sewickley, there's a feeling that you get when you enter the village. When you enter like up from, Ohio River Boulevard, up Broad Street, and you drive, and there's just something about that drive up that it's the Sewickley feeling. It's almost hard to describe until you go and experience it.
Yeah. Well, you grew up in Chicago, right?
Yeah, western suburbs of Chicago, in a town that reminds me very much of Sewickley. Right?
We grew up in northern Jersey, but
Same, yeah.
When I went there, I was like, wow, this is a lot like, we have a town called Warwick, New York, and it's just got that real cozy, small town feel, but like cool shops.
Well, and that's how you and I chatted, because I lived in Sparta.
Yes.
And it's a cute little like towns that are just, you're like, oh, it's the main street. Like, let's go shop the businesses. And you find cool and unique things, and people doing their thing. They've quit their job or whatever, and they're like, I own a business now. I'm doing my passion, right? Like that's the best. When you really get to do what you love and get paid for it, for some people that's success, right? Like everyone's version of success is different.
Well, it's not a job, right?
Right. It doesn't feel like a job.
Living it, you're breathing it. And I think you and I are so similar when it comes to not knowing when to turn it off.
Yes. Yeah, there's no off switch.
Just running 24/7 all the time. My brain is just like constantly thinking.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
what's the next thing I can do, or
Yeah.
whatever. So
Yeah. Or how do we get better? Or how do we make this better? How do we be
Yeah.
more efficient? Or who can be involved? Like, yeah, it's on all the time.
on all the time.
I think it's just the, yeah,
So
I don't
how do
know.
you separate? Because I know you're married, and so how do you separate, like, being an executive director?
I'm now at that point where I'm trying to figure out, because when you're a business owner, I think the pressure feels different because it's the separation. It's like I was the brand was me, right? Until it got to that point of where it was like, oh, okay, like it's the business, the brick and mortar is 5 years old, and it starts to the business takes on a life of its own. And so you start to find some separation from that, especially as you involve employees or contractors to do the things in your business that you either no longer have time for, it's kind of below your pay grade, I'll say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you no longer want to do. So the first thing I made sure to afford was somebody to do all of my bookkeeping on a monthly basis. I was like, I do not want to do this. This is not why I opened a business, right? I wanted the creative outlet, all those things. And then social media was the second thing. I'm going to make sure that I can afford this, to have somebody do it, because it needs to be done. And I don't want to be the person to do it.
Yep.
Right. And so now, as executive director of the chamber, we're like scaling in that same way. Right now I'm still the events coordinator. I'm still the membership director, right? All these things that other chambers that are much larger have people that's their job, right?
Yeah.
So as we continue to scale, the way that I'm building the team is, okay, next we need an events coordinator, because that takes a lot of my time, which takes time kind of away from membership. Not really. It's a balance, right? It's something I have to balance for the chamber and within my job. Because point blank, those are the two revenue generators, right? Events and membership. Like, that's what, we got to pay the bills at the end of the day. Like, even though we are a nonprofit, you still have to make money. A lot of people confuse nonprofit to not make money. No, you want to make money to be a blessing to others.
That's right.
Right. And so nonprofit, you have to give it away, right? You have to do the grants, you have to do the things to help.
Which is a lot of work. Fundraising is a lot of work.
So much. Nonprofits, don't get it twisted. Like, there is just as much work. It doesn't mean not make money, and it doesn't mean no work. It means so much work, and you have to be super creative with grants, how you get money, how you get volunteers. So, but I'm super grateful for the board that we have with the chamber. It's a really active board. All of these people have built incredible businesses.
Oh yeah. I mean, the other day at the meeting, the coffee connection, I love meeting all those people. Yeah. Wonderful. And it's you have a really nice, diverse group of people with different backgrounds and businesses, which is inspiring, right? Yeah. You're going to learn from others as you grow your business. And I do want to go back to a point you just made, because I think this is really important as anyone wants to start a business, is understanding that nothing happens overnight.
No, there's no overnight success. No. Like, that is Instagram fake. Like,
you have to wear every hat. Yeah. Right. And that can be overwhelming sometimes. Yeah. So getting back to us talking about passion and the drive and the hustle, I think being an entrepreneur, it's just part of us. It's inside. Yeah. It's what keeps us going. And I think you really do a nice job with the community at the chamber and motivating people and inspiring them to keep going. Because there's a lot of times where you're just like, man, I'm throwing in the towel.
There's those days, right? And especially like I would always tell my employees, like, I'm the only one as solopreneur, right? But it's like, all right, let's just not all quit on the same day. You know what I mean? Like, don't quit on me. And being super open with my employees, right? Like, open book management style, essentially, of like when things are changing or things in life are going on, right? Like, my dad passed away 2 years ago. That was super hard. I really had to lean on them. It was a trust thing for me, being away for, weeks at a time, days at a time, on, a monthly basis for a while, right? To help go through that. So, there's a lot of
trust.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It really does. And it's hard to let go. And I think when you are just so focused and you're looking to scale, it's hard to let go sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. But really finding people to lean on. I mean, as a business owner, right, it can feel really lonely. It can be a lonely place, right? How to have the resources. Where do we go for the resources? Like, there is so much information out there. It's not really an information problem. And I think this is why I rely on coaches so much, right? Like, there's a coach for everything out there.
Yeah, there is.
And so, and I'm willing to pay them. I mean, I've had a coach for dating, like, right? How to date well as a Christian. Like, hi, I'm a Christian. Like, what does it look like to date as a Christian? Please, somebody help me. Like, that's new, right? How to be a business owner, how to scale your business, and then all the facets of business, like, you know, inventory, right? Inventory management, like, how much money are you leaving on the table? How to market, right? What are the markets you should be in to market your products?
What platform should you focus on for marketing? I mean, that can be overwhelming.
Yeah, that's a whole thing in and of itself, right?
Yeah.
And so, to be able to find people that have gone before you and or have the results that you want, that's always what I say is, if get yourself in the room. And I feel like this is not new information. This is me like regurgitating things from like a Gary Vee or a whomever that's out there doing the thing. I know, right? Like,
I love him.
Still out there. No, I love it. But get in the room with the people that have the results that you want. Right. And if you're not in those rooms, then you need to get in those rooms.
Right.
Put yourself in a space to be challenged, to level up if you actually really want to. And it is going to be uncomfortable. It's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable. And if you're not ready for that, then you're not truly ready for the change. To actually, you know, to scale to the next level.
Right.
So, and if you don't want that, that's okay, by the way.
Right.
If like you're not actually ready for that, you have to ask yourself the question. And I had to go through this towards the end of being a business owner, right? Like, 10 years, 5 years brick and mortar, started on my kitchen table, like, story as old as time, right? But, you know, I had to ask myself the question after 10 years of being a business owner and carving my own way, right? That, okay, is what I'm doing on a daily basis bringing me closer to or farther from how I want to live my life now, 10 years later from when I started?
Yeah.
And are my values in line with that? And is what I'm doing on a daily basis bringing me closer to what I'm valuing now? Right?
Yeah,
so
and there's no perfect, job or business.
No.
It's all
comes with challenge. Yeah, it all comes with challenges. It just looks different.
Exactly.
Literally just had that conversation.
It really does. You have to take that moment and be aware with yourself, right? Look within yourself and ask yourself, when I wake up every morning, am I doing what I love?
Yeah. You like hopping out of bed, like so excited for what the day is going to bring.
Am I giving back? Am I training? Am I educating? Am I coaching? I'm trying to give back and help others, right? And that can be challenging in itself because everyone sees things differently.
Yeah.
But I think when your end goal is to truly build something that you believe in and have others join your team that are on the same page, it could be really fun.
Yeah.
It can be really fun.
Yeah. I think the value that you bring to the table, right? Like, so, I mean, I had an acrylic jewelry and accessory business, right? And so it was like, okay, what's the value that I bring with this product? What's different? What's unique? Why would somebody want this? Right? And then evolving that into the chamber. It's still the same thing. What problem are you solving for somebody? What value are you bringing? Because there's always value in whatever you're doing, but it's the results in what it does for the other person that you're reaching.
Yes.
Right. And so, like, for you guys with this beautiful studio space and offering it not only to nonprofits, which ready for that, right? It was $1,000 a month, you said value for them. I'm like, well, plug for you guys. But right, that's the value that everything that your brother has created with his business. And now you bringing you on to be able to do this, to have this space, what that's created, and then to pay it forward to nonprofits. Right. And so that there's incredible value in that and allowing other people to shine the light on what they're doing. And that, to me, there's such blessing in that.
Yeah.
And so it's the same thing with the chamber, right? Like, now, because I know what it feels like to be a small business owner.
Yeah.
Like, it's the highs and the lows, right? I know all of it. So, being able to understand where people are coming from, what they've been through, what they're going through, point them in the right direction for the resources, being partnered with somebody like you guys, you know what I mean? Studio 77, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And
like I said,
connecting.
It should be fun, right?
Yeah. And having fun while we're doing it.
Right. Collaborating.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I mean, I can remember just being in my 20s and like the hustle was just like, you got to get the college education and you got to get the corporate job and you got to make this amount of money and have your benefits. And I was like, oh my God, this is like too much. I just want to be myself.
Yeah.
So obviously, I mean, I took a whole different path, you know, working in LA and working in film and television,
Yeah.
but I stayed true to myself, you know, and at this point in my life and at this age, I don't have any regrets. And that's
Yeah.
something I
That's
really
awesome.
want to share with young kids,
Yeah.
you know, because I feel sad for our society right now and these young kids that are just constantly comparing themselves to what they're seeing
Social media.
on social media, right?
Yeah.
Social
Cool.
media can be very powerful and inspirational.
Yeah.
But you got to be very careful of like what you're really listening
When used
to.
the right way. Yeah.
And you know, the biggest message I always want to send out there to anyone watching and listening is sit with yourself for a moment and ask
Yeah.
yourself what do you really want to do? What does your heart guide you towards? You
Yeah.
know, like listen to that intuition.
Having that intuition.
You know?
Yeah. I feel
And as you
it's-
get older, it does come.
Oh, it gets honed. Yeah. I mean, the women's intuition's a real thing. Like, guys, I don't know, whatever. You might be on your own there. But yeah, I mean, well, and for me, like being a newer Christian, right? We call it like that Holy Spirit, right? That intuition, that guide. And so really listening to that, being able to even sit with yourself, right? That's something that through all of the things, right? Going through my corporate job, quitting my corporate job, you know, was going through a divorce at the time. Decided I was going to sell my house, sell most of my belongings, and travel the country, and like lived out of my car for a little over 100 days, right? So at the end of that, ended up coming to Pittsburgh because I met somebody. But it's having that like eat, pray, love moment, for lack of a better term, that like you had said before, I mean, we're taught, and it's kind of that generation of like our parents. You know, you go to school, you get a good job, you know, go to school, graduate, get a good job, benefits, get the things, buy the house, get the car, get, you know, the white picket fence. And it's like, okay, I had done all that, you know, was managing 24 people with like the keys to the castle, as my boss had told me at the time. And I was like, I don't know if I want the keys to this castle. Like, this is the version of success that I thought I was supposed to want, but I'm miserable. Like, I can go on the trips, I can do the things, I can afford the things, but is this all that there is to life? Like, I don't want to wake up in the morning and go to my job. Like, I'm not excited about any of this.
Yeah.
I don't know how to manage all of these people right? And so there's a lot of things in hindsight. I'm like, ooh, could have done some managerial classes, maybe like needed some help in that, right? Like, because I was in a male dominated industry in automotive marketing, and it was a lot. You know, dealing with salespeople and dealing with dealers, God bless them, but like, it's a tough industry.
Yeah, and I think speaking in terms of like women in business, right, or women having a voice in their place of work, it's really important to, you know, stand strong, right? Because
Yeah.
we all bring value.
Yeah.
But even in entertainment, I mean, it's still male heavy.
Oh, yeah.
right? But at the same time, there's a lot to learn from these guys.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they do bring a lot to the table, but you still, as a woman, want to stand up for yourself, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, but I just, you know, I think working for the chamber, you probably get to meet so many people in different businesses and hear their stories, which right there, just learning all of that, and being able to connect people, right?
Yeah.
That's something I've always loved too, is being able to connect others to help each other. Because we really can't do it alone anymore.
Yeah.
Especially with all these different platforms of marketing yourself and trying to find good people you know, to work for you.
Yeah. For me, it still goes back to that human connection, that one-to-one. Like, all of the marketing, all the ways we can connect now, you know, between social media or book time with me on Calendly or whatever, like, there is still something to be said for just meeting in person with someone.
Yeah.
And really, like you said, getting to know their story. I mean, and especially we have a lot of like female business owners that have really cool businesses and really cool stories in the chamber. And it's incredible to have access to those types of people through the chamber, through membership, right? Through our coffee and conversations. You could walk into the, you know, Sewickley Public Library the first Wednesday of every month, right? 8:30, you can find us, and we're up in the community room there. And just what people are doing, and it just building really amazing businesses.
Yeah.
Really amazing business.
So do you guys
I'm so excited.
take anyone into the chamber, or is it like specific businesses that you allow maybe one or two of a certain category? How does that work?
Yeah. So to be honest, the Sewickley Valley Chamber is open to anybody. Any type of business, any size of business. If you're just getting started, like you're just walking in with, got my EIN, you know what I mean? Like, congratulations. Like, let's get you some help. Let's get you started, point you in the right direction, and get, networking with people. But it's because we do have businesses who are like, oh, you already have a chiropractor, or you already have a whatever. And I'm like, okay, whoa. Like, let's not have a lack mentality here. Right. So let's think about how you can collaborate. Cause there's never going to be one of anything, right? No, I'm going to say the thing, like no idea is a new idea.
That's right.
Right. Unless you're like a Steve Jobs and you're, okay. But like you either harness the idea that is coming by you and you open it and you start the business, but it's you as the individual and your experiences and what you bring to the table. What's your niche? Right. So somebody might specialize in one specific part of chiropractic. I don't know. Right. Or you do something different, or you have a certain protocol, right? Or you have a certain product, and lean into it. But it's the individual person that makes that experience unique. Right. So nothing is actually truly duplicatable. Yeah. Right. And I mean, that's the highest form of flattery anyways. Go ahead and try to copy me. Like how many years this took. Right. Yeah. But it's open to anybody. And then what I like to do, because you're stronger with community, especially as a business owner, like, again, it's so hard. I feel like it's so hard. It's not for the faint of heart. Yeah. I want to say it's so hard, but it's actually not. Like, if you get in the room with the right people, you start to find the right resources, you get in your groove, you figure out what is meant for you as the business owner, what's working for your business, what's not, lean into what's working. Right. And really lean into the connections that you make that are working and where you spend your time.
Yeah. And instead of like walking in thinking, oh, I'm in competition with these people.
Yeah.
That you're shooting yourself in the foot right there.
Yeah. Get rid of that mentality. Get rid of that mentality. If that's going to be your mentality, like there's a coach for that. I don't know. We'll find it. Like that's a mindset problem. I'm just going to say, but, it's figuring out how to collaborate with other businesses, right? Like we've got, Dwayne Four and his wife that own Stretch Zone, and, they came in on the corner and they're partnering with a lot of, the chiropractors in the area, right? And having the chiropractors come into the business and offer stretches. And then here's me, I'm going to get my stretch appointment. And I'm like, oh, you're a chiropractor? Like, wait a second. It's been a minute since I've been to the chiropractor. Like, I need to get adjusted. And then it's a segue. It's a natural form of, getting leads for your business and forming that relationship. Yeah. So people that understand that and how to leverage community, that's where it's at.
And it's all about community.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you coming here. And
yes,
like
thank you.
Thank you for all the support you give the studio.
Yes, thank you.
Is it best to message you on social if people want to get a hold of you?
No.
Okay.
That's somebody else. You can go to social and follow us at Sewickley Shops or at Sewickley Valley Chamber. The best way to reach me is go to sewickleyvalleychamber.org. Okay. You can actually view our contact us page. You can send in an email that way. I will not rattle off my super long email, but you can also book time with me directly from the website on my Calendly. You can book a coffee with me if you want to do a virtual or in person. Oh, that's pretty fun to be able to offer. So
I love that.
And then you can just come hunt me down in Sewickley if you want to come visit and figure out what that Sewickley feeling is.
Yes, go Sewickley.
Yes.
All right, Erica. Well, thank you again for joining us, and we will see you guys soon.
Thank you.